Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video to kind of follow up on what I was talking about yesterday when I said adapt and overcome was bullshit. And so I want to take a second to first say that I have absolutely loved the amount of videos that have been shared and people commenting and talking, and whether you liked it or you didn't, it's one of those things where I found myself in this unique position where I was like, this is awesome. Just to hear veterans talking, right? To start talking about some of these things that we don't talk about, that we pretend aren't there and that we're okay. And so, I first of all just want to say that I'm excited about that. The second piece that I want to throw out is, so if you can't tell, the weather sucks. It's raining, but I wanted to show you all today where I was coming from. And so you see my Jeep back there, and I'm just walking up here, and it's, like I said, it's raining, it's kind of nasty, but adapt and overcome is one of those things where it's not complete bullshit, right? You heard me say it, right? But what it is adapt and overcome doesn't work when you're doing it alone, right? And so that's what I was talking about yesterday's. How many times we find ourselves in this unique position where we as veterans are doing stuff on our own. We're suffering with PTSD. We're struggling with depression, right? And you're not telling anybody. It's just you. You're just doing your thing, and it's just you. When you're struggling and you're not telling anyone, you are alone. You're struggling and you're suffering alone, and nobody knows. That's not adapt and overcome. Adapt and overcome is recognizing that you can't do it alone. And so that's what I'm doing today. So I grew up here. My old house is like a mile down the street, not even. But this is a hard day for me because today I visit my brother. So here I am. This is my brother's gravesite. He passed away in 2015. He was a technical sergeant in the Air Force. His name was Jason. And I miss him a lot. Jason did it alone, and he shouldn't have had to. But how many of us can say that that's a familiar feeling? How many of us can say that we're getting tired of getting news alerts or messages or phone calls that somebody else has passed on? Because they're not talking, they're not doing things, right? Adapt and overcome. If you want to talk about adapt and overcome, it's reaching out. It's doing the things that we need to do. You need to train yourself to use resources that you haven't used before, right? That means that you're gonna have to reach out to civilians. You're gonna have to let them in, even if it's scary, right? You're gonna have to use your other veterans and let them know what's really going on with you. And you may have to be the one to make the call because they may not know to call you. It's using programs that are there to help us. I know many of you have used the VA or the Veterans Crisis Line and it's not hit. I'm here to tell you that that's just like everything else. Doctors, services, products, right? How many of you all have bought something and it was completely worthless? This is the same concept, right? There's good providers out there and there's bad ones. I'm a doctor in psychology. It's what I do. I work with a lot of civilians that really do get it. Just because you've had a bad experience doesn't mean you should stop trying, right? You got to start using what you've got. You got to use programs like the war that we brought home, right? These programs that are there for peer support to help you, guide you through so you're not fighting this stuff by yourself. Because honestly, I'm tired of seeing veterans here. I'm tired of recognizing issues like this and losing my friends or seeing you all lose your friends. This is a particularly tough weekend for me, and I'm probably in my feels. But this is the first weekend that I start to really realize that I'm older than my older brother. It's really hard for me to recognize that he's not coming back and that he's gone. It's hard for me to see that across the board with you all. And so if you're gonna adapt and overcome, let's find a way to do that together. Let's find a way that you're not doing this stuff alone. I don't care what you're doing, right? You guys can give me hell on this video. You can tell me that I'm goofy or that it doesn't hit. That's fine, right? All I'm asking is that you talk. Keep talking. Figure out what you need to do and figure out how to move forward. That's what we're here for. That's what adapt and overcome is all about, right? Getting back into the fight or moving forward with your life in a way that you're actually happy. I love my brother. I do. But this isn't the place I wanted to visit him. Reach out, get the help that you need. You're not alone. That's what we're all here for. We're in this together.